Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today we're stepping right into Doorway 5 and focusing heavily on why this practice actually matters. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
148,000. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does that massive number represent? Well, research suggests that the average person hears the word no, or, close variations of it like don't, stop, you can't, or shouldn't, more than 148,000 times before they even reach adulthood. That is a staggering amount of repetition. And let me tell you, it is not neutral. It literally becomes your programming. By the time we're adults, our internal default scripts and our inner architecture, they were built by repetition, and largely from outside voices, not by our own conscious choice. We just kind of absorbed the fears, the limitations, and the boundaries of the adults around us, teachers, parents, society as a whole. And those external voices eventually fuse together to become our internal monologue. So when you feel that sudden hit of self-doubt or a deep hesitation to take a risk, it's often not even your true voice holding you back. It's really just the echo of 148,000 no's. Crazy, right?
And this brings us right to a fascinating concept called human architecture. Basically, this is the inner design of your nervous system, your emotional patterns, and your thought patterns, which were all built quietly over time through that exact repeated messaging. Think about it like a giant puzzle. Our minds were constructed, much like a building, by the voices, the corrections, and the limitations of other people. Your nervous system learned exactly when to tense up, your emotions learned when to hide, and your thoughts learned how to play it safe and play small. But hey, here's the incredibly empowering truth. Because that architecture was built in the first place, it absolutely can be rebuilt. We have this profound opportunity right in front of us. We just have to step up and become the architects. We have to take over that blueprint to actively rewire our internal narrative. You are not trapped in the building someone else designed for you. You have the tools and the absolute authority to completely renovate.
But there's a really crucial difference we need to establish here. Information helps us understand. Practice, however, helps us become. Let the gravity of that big idea land for just a second. Passively consuming self-help information, reading all the books, or just listening to the concepts is vastly different from the gritty, active discipline of practicing neuroalignment. Simply understanding the blueprint is literally only the very first step. If we want to actually change the structure of our internal home, we have to move away from just gathering facts to actively becoming aligned through deliberate, daily practice. It's essentially the difference between just looking at a map and actually putting your boots on and walking the path.
So, what does this practice actually look like? Well, I'm going to be straight with you. The next 21 days are not about thinking positively. They're not about pretending life is easy, and they are absolutely not about ignoring difficult emotions. We need to dispel those toxic positivity wellness myths right out of the gate. Forcing yourself to think positive when your nervous system feels threatened, it doesn't work. It just layers a bunch of guilt right on top of your anxiety. This isn't about slapping a happy sticker over a stormy internal weather state. Instead, this reset is about learning to notice, to choose, to practice, to return, again and again. We're going to acknowledge reality exactly as it is, honor what we feel, and then gently guide our nervous system right back to alignment.
And this builds into a really clear, actionable daily framework. Step 1, notice. Step 2, choose. Step 3, practice. Step 4, return. It's like this. You catch the old script before it spirals completely out of control. That's the noticing part. Maybe you recognize that familiar tightness in your chest or a sudden self-critical thought. Then you regulate and you consciously choose a truer, aligned sentence. You practice that new action by simply breathing into it. And when you inevitably slip up, because let's be real, you're a human being and it's definitely going to happen, you don't shame yourself. You simply return. Progress here is not measured by perfection. It's not about never ever having a negative thought again. No way. Your progress is measured entirely by your ability to return again and again.
The core truth of this work is beautifully simple. Small moments, repeated consistently. I want to be really firm with you on this point. This is not some exhausting, massive motivational overhaul. Motivation is just a mood, and moods crash. They always do. What we're doing here is a structural renovation, and that is exactly how architecture changes. Not all at once in a heroic burst of effort, but in the quiet, steady moments of your everyday life. Think of it like walking a brand new path through a really dense forest. The first time, yeah, it's difficult. But day by day, small moment by small moment, you tread the grass down until it becomes a clear, default trail. That is neuroplasticity in action.
And this is exactly how neural installation happens. One thought, one choice, one conversation, one breath, at a time. It's all about these micro repetitions. When your mind gets overwhelmingly loud and your thoughts start running wild, you don't need to sit there and fix your entire past. You don't need to untangle every single childhood memory. You just need to come back to your breath and make one aligned choice in the present moment. You're rewriting the words on a neural alignment, day by day, training your mind in a much kinder, much more intentional way.
So, tomorrow we begin the practice. You have all the information you need right now. You understand the invisible architecture you've been living inside, you see the loops that have been driving your behavior, and you know the exact method to change it. Now it is time to step off autopilot. I am warmly inviting you to step right out of the shadows of those old patterns and officially launch into the reality of doing the daily work.
So, the big question is, are you ready to practice? If you are tired of living inside the echo of someone else's limiting voice and you are finally ready to reclaim your own, this is your moment. Welcome to your first day of the 21-day self-talk reset. Be sure to subscribe to join us on this journey, and I will see you tomorrow as we take that very first step together.